Hello students, I, your history teacher Mrs. Batul Sabuwala, will start with the first chapter of political science of standard 10, that is working of the constitution. Introduction. The textbooks of political science till now have helped us to take an overview of local governments, the values and philosophy of the Indian Constitution, as also the governing structure created by the Constitution and India's place in the international relations. The Indian Constitution has declared its objective to establish a secular, a democratic republic. India, it is not connected, none of the religion is official religion. Also, it has made an extremely important provision to ensure that the citizen get justice and their freedom is being protected. So with this student, these are some of the things that we have studied in the earlier chapter till standard 9. Now we are going to further see. The Indian Constitution is seen as a means through which a progressive development society based on social justice and equality will be established. The Constitution came into force on 26 January 1950, and since then, right from that time, the government has been working in accordance with the principle of the Constitution. Whatever is written in the Constitution, according to that, the government is working. In this chapter, we'll take a brief overview of widening nature of Indian democracy, the important changes that have taken place to establish social justice and social equality. This review will primarily focus on three important points, that is democracy, social justice and judicial system. So we are going to study it further. We'll see the first part, that is democracy. Democracy, political maturity. Democracy does not merely imply a democratic structure. The essence of democracy is to integrate the principle of democracy in actual practice. Means सिर्फ नाम के लिए नहीं, लेकिन actually we should do democracy. Once this is done, democracy become an integral part of the political life of the society. According to the Indian people have directed representative in the parliament, state legislature and local government. The increasing participation of the people in the political process and political competition shows that Indian democracy has been successful to a great extent. There are many political parties in India, and because of that we say that it is actual democracy. Holding free and fair election at regular interval are an important indication of India's successful democracy. Right to vote. In the pre-independence period, several provisions existed which restricted the right to vote. We cannot vote. All such provisions were cancelled after independence, when India got freedom, and the Indian Constitution guaranteed adult franchise by giving the right to vote equally both to the men and to the women above the age of 21. The voting age was further reduced from 21 years to 18 years, which gave opportunity of political participation to the young generation in India. Such provisions had made India the largest democratic country in the world. India has the three largest number of voters compared to any other democratic nation. This change is not only quantitative but also qualitative, as per political parties are emerging with the active participation of these young voters. So the young voters, they are taking part in the government decision and other functions of the government. These parties represent different expectation of people, at the same time lead to the further competition in the political parties. Decentralization of power is essential to democratic government. Decentralization controls the misuse of powers and also create opportunities for political participation for the common people. The directive principle of state policy includes the provision for democratic decentralization. One such important provision is regarding empowering the local self-governing institution, which will make democratic governance as reality. So more powers to be given to the state. After independence, several attempts were made for democratic decentralization in this direction. One such important attempt is the 73rd and 74th Amendment to Indian Constitution in the year 1992, which gave a constitution status to local self-governing institutions and also increased their power. So powers earlier, more powers were not given to the state, but after the amendment of 73rd and 74th Amendment, more powers were being given to the state. Right to information, it started from the year 2005. Citizen empowerment is an essential condition of democracy. It is necessary to create opportunities for citizens' anticipation and interaction with the government. There should be minimum gap between the citizen and the government. The increased communication between citizen and government help in strengthening democracy and in building trust relationship between them. Citizens have a right to know about the working and activities of the government. The Government of India gave right to information to the citizen of India to ensure transparency and accountability, which are the hallmark and are very important for good governance. Right to information has made the government more transparent and has reduced the element of secrecy in the working of government. So no secrets in the working of the government. After 2000, the whole approach toward democratic reforms has been changed. Democratic reforms are considered as rights of citizens. Accordingly, citizens in India have got right to information, education and food security. These rights have strengthened democracy in India. So students, यह राइट टू इन्फॉर्मेशन, हमें हर बात जानना चाहिए गवर्नमेंट के बारे में. दैट इज़ वेरी मच इम्पॉर्टेंट. इससे ट्रांसपेरेंसी होती है और अकाउंटेबिलिटी होती है, एंड दिस इज़ आ वेरी इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर द गुड गवर्नेंस ऑफ द कंट्री. कंट्री को गवर्निंग करने के लिए दिस आर वेरी इम्पॉर्टेंट. The second one is social justice and equality. Social justice and equality are the important objectives of our Constitution. The Constitution has given the guidelines to establish a new society based on these two values. We are following the path laid down by our Constitution to achieve this goal. To establish social justice is to remove those social conditions which are responsible for injustice, instant on the equality of dignity of all individuals. This is equality and this is equity. The principles of justice and equality aim at ending discrimination in social status as superior or inferior on the basis of caste, religion, language, gender, place of birth, race, property, and giving equality of opportunity for development of every individual. To establish justice and equality, efforts need to be made at all levels of society, but the efforts made by government and its policies have more importance. For democracy to be comprehensive, we must try to bring all sections of the society into the mainstream. Democracy is in fact a process of accommodating different sections in society. Democracy helps in reducing social conflicts. Let us take a view of the efforts made in India in this direction. Policy of reservation of seats. Policy of reservation of seat is meant for those sections of the society who have been deprived of the opportunity for education and employment for a longer period, like OBC. According to in educational institution and in government services, some seats are kept reserved for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. There is also a provision of reservation of seats for the other backward classes. So for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, they are being special seats reserved for them. Now when we are talking about social justice, so this is an important act for establishing social justice and equality. This acts prevent any injustice against the people belonging to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, and any act of atrocities committed against them is liable for punishment. The act is the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe prevention of atrocities. Now the next is provision for minority. The Indian Constitution has made several provisions for the protection of minorities. The government has adopted several policies for minorities to provide them the opportunity for education and employment. The Indian Constitution prohibits discrimination on the basis of caste, religion, race, language, and region. This is the comprehensive provision for minorities which fundamentally protect their right to equality, freedom, right against exploitation, and cultural and educational rights. Law relating to women and provision for representation. In the post-independence period, efforts were made for empowering women, giving powers to women. Taking into consideration the problem of women, several policies have been adopted at national and international level to remove illiteracy among women and to make available the opportunity for their development. अगर वो लोग literate रहेंगे तो ही वो लोग develop हो सकते हैं. Right to have equal share in the property of father and husband, Dowry Prohibition Act, Act Against Sexual Harassment, Domestic Violence Prohibition Act are some important provisions which created favorable environment for protection of freedom of women and securing their development. In our country, from the very beginning, women has less representation in politics and political institutions. Many countries in the world have made efforts to increase representation of women. For their perspective, changes are taking place in India as well. The 73rd and 74th Amendment reserve 33% of seats for women in local self-governing institutions. This percentage has been raised to 50% in several states including Maharashtra. मतलब पहले जहाँ पे 33 था अभी 50 है. A National Commission for Women has been established. Similar commission also exists at state level. नेशनल कमीशन तो है और हर एक स्टेट में भी अपना एक अलग से वुमेन के लिए हम कमीशन बनाए हुए हैं. Now when we see about social justice and equality, so here in society there are many other different people, like we have minorities, we have backward OBC classes, we have women. So and for all these things racial provisions are made by our country, so that and for that 73rd and 74th Amendment has been giving them the women the rights, and the seats from 33% it have increased to 50%, so that women can get more and more power, and empowerment of women is being run right after the independence. Role of judiciary also plays a very important factor in strengthening the democracy. The role of judiciary. The judiciary in India has played an important role in strengthening democracy and helping to make towards achieving the objective of social justice and equality. Just because of judiciary, due to justice, social justice and equality are prevailed in India. By interpreting the provision of the Constitution, the judiciary has also taken into consideration the fundamental objects of the Constitution and also the intention of Constitution makers. We will try to understand the contribution of judiciary in this regard with the help of the following points. The basic framework of the Constitution. Constitution is dynamic, that we have already seen. It is a living document. Constitution has to change according to changing condition, and Parliament has a power to make those changes. Judiciary accepted this power of Parliament to make changes in the Constitution, but at the same time specified the limitation of this power. Judiciary took a stand that Parliament while amending the Constitution cannot alter the basic structure of the Constitution. अगर हमें अमेंडमेंट करना है लेकिन बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर को हमें नहीं उनको डिस्टर्ब करना है या नहीं उनको चेंज करना है. The basic structure of the Constitution generally includes the following point: Republican and democratic form of the government, federal structure of the government, promoting of unity and integrity of the nation, sovereignty of the nation, secularism and supremacy of the Constitution. Second one is significant judicial decision. The protection provides to the citizen rights due to the fundamental rights provision in the Constitution has been made more meaningful through the various decisions of judiciaries. The protection provides to the citizens right due to the fundamental right provision in the Constitution has been made more meaningful through the various decisions of the judiciary. Now, due to the judiciary means the courts, that is Supreme Court, High Court, District Court. Now, if we find that the social equality is not being given, or you find that there is no social justice being done, so we can go and approach to the judiciary. The judiciary actually strengthens the democracy, because all these things which are being there, like if the justice is not there or you find there is any inequality, so we can go to the judiciary. So judiciary also plays a very important role in the strengthening of the democracy. The judiciary has made several efforts towards environmental protection, protection of human rights, protection of rights of children, tribal empowerment, giving powers to tribal, the protection of interests of transgender communities. These efforts have made the political process in India more mature. It is not only that we are taking into consideration the fundamental rights, but after that also we are taking consideration of many things. Democracy requires good governance or best government practice. Following are the features of good governance. Let's see. The first one, accountability, responsible government. Second is effective and efficient government. Third is responsive government. Fourth is transparency in working of the government. Then just and all-inclusive development. People's participation in the governing and decision making. So students, all these things are very important in having a good governance. The government should be responsible and it should be working effectively and efficiently. Even people's participation is also very important while making any decision or decision making process. We will try to understand the contribution of the judiciary in this regard with the help of the following points: dispute resolution, judicial review, upholding the law, enforcing fundamental rights. In this chapter, we took a review of the Constitution and the working of the government on the basis of the Constitution in the context of Indian democracy. So in this chapter, we have learned that whatever is written according to the Constitution, the country is working. But there are many challenges before India's democracy. Government's act and policy have not put an end to all these problems. There are several problems confronting us. However, what is important is that the people in India have developed a democratic mindset. In the next chapter, we will study about the election process in India. So with this student, we have completed with our first chapter, that is the working of the Constitution. If students have any doubts, they can come to the school and get all their doubts cleared. Thank you.